I'm Joanna Penn from Mystery Thriller TV, and today I'm reviewing Joe Konrath's Origin, which I read on the Kindle. So I'm a sucker for anything that mentions gods or demons or heaven or hell or anything kind of remotely religious. And the brilliant premise of this story is that the government, the US government, have the devil trapped in an underground facility where they're studying him. Now the book starts when, back in 1906 or something like that, the Panama Canal is being excavated, and they find this huge casket carved with all these figures, and inside is the dormant body of what looks like a demon or the devil, depending on your beliefs. This sort of 12-foot creature with horns and hooves and wings, stinking of animal and evil. Anyway, so they transport him to the US, and they hide him in New Mexico in the desert under the earth with all this security, and then people guard him and they study him over all the years. And now what's happened, and the book opens basically, is that he's woken up from this dormant state and wants to communicate. So they've got him in this cage, and the book is all about the characters who are in this underground facility, who are studying. They call him Bub, short for Beelzebub, which is brilliant. And they basically study him down in this facility. There's a couple of big characters in the book. There's Andy and Son, who are the sort of linguist and the vet, and they have a bit of a romance going on. So there's a lot going on with the characters, and each of them brings something else to the mix. So there's a priest and a rabbi who have these great theological discussions in the book, which I absolutely love, sort of talking about how the myths of the devil came to be. Each of the characters also has this sort of dark secret as to why they're stuck out in the middle of nowhere doing this study. And as Bub sort of learns more, he starts speaking English and communicating with them, he starts to use them and manipulate their fears and their beliefs into doing things for him. And I guess the whole story changes when he gets access to the internet and he learns all this stuff. And it's a brilliant book based on a fantastic premise. And you just, it goes from Bub being this sort of scarily interesting kind of creature through threatening and menacing to utterly terrifying. Clearly he escapes his cage, and the characters must stop him from getting to the world above and our world. So I'm not going to go any further into the plot, but absolutely brilliant premise that I found fascinating. It's been sort of put under the horror side, but I don't think it's a kind of horror thriller. So we're going to call it a thriller for the purposes of this show. I particularly enjoy, in terms of the fact that there's an escalation of plot. The characters are trapped in this place, and there's a sort of race against time aspect to achieve the goal of stopping the devil, which is brilliant. I also really enjoy how Joe really investigated the background of each of the characters. There's the general with his wife with Huntington's disease, and that really comes into the plot as characters do things because of their own reasons, to save themselves, to save people that they love, and why they do some of the awful things that they do. It really rips apart some of what it is to be human, as well as what it might be to be a demon. And Bub is also, the biggest character of the book. Absolutely fascinating stuff. So I highly recommend this book if you like, again, high body count thrillers, with a religious edge. Really fascinating stuff. So thank you. I'm Joanna Penn from Mystery Thriller TV.